So, hello everyone. This is Mayur Patil. I am technical writer at Red Hat. So, let's see some tips to learn from the scripts of the Christopher Nolan, because you know that there are a lot of the things that we can learn from the great directors, but it hardly come to our notice what should we should learn from the scripts. So this is my miniature attempt to learn something that we should bring into our tech writing or bring into our documentation practices from the Christopher Nolan scripts and these movie ideas. So this is the agenda. Actually, there is none for storytelling because it's just a kind of relevance that I found between the tech writing, or I tried to force the relevance between the his ideas and our technical writing. So there is none agenda such as such, but to just give the structure to this talk. First, the ideas from the Christopher Nolan. What does he think when he write the script or develop some movie? As a writer, what we should think or what we should get from that particular ideas or the standpoint or that point of view for that particular movie or the storytelling, and the proverb I included that actually exists. So you can Google that proverb and you will come to know who is the original author of it. Okay, so let's just move forward. So this is the first principle from Christopher Nolan. The key to making a great movie is to take your time writing it. In case of the writer, it actually applicable. The key to making a great docs is to take your time writing it. Okay, so Nolan always takes his time to look at the movie from his own perspective than that of the audience. That actually helps him to use the great idea, great plot for developing any movies that he intend to. And you have seen that each movie of the Christopher Nolan roughly takes 2 to 3 years time of development. So same is applicable for docs to plan, investigate, write, publish. But actually it should be in terms of the sprints, not in terms of the years. Okay. And the proverb, as I promised, so no research without action and no action without research. So this is definitely the point to be a tech writer that everyone should consider of. Principle 2. Christopher Nolan always thinks about avoid making your story superficial and evoke emotion in the audience through a relatable protagonist. While in case of the writer, it applicable for avoid making your docs superficial and invoke satisfaction in the customers by connecting them with the related product. So evoke is actually the passive and indirect, but with a material effect, while invoke is the active and direct, that has been the emotional and intellectual effect. Okay, so in that case, when you are trying to work with your docs, it should invoke the feeling of satisfaction with the customers, that they should feel kind of get the satisfaction that your docs make their problem solvable, or at least they should getting feeling of accomplishment after reading your docs. So that is the second principle we can follow off. So the proverb, image is powerful, but image is also superficial, also applicable to our docs. And best example in this case, I can say just like a Batman, a Dark Knight portrayed by the Christian Bale. Writing the docs so that customer engagement with your product should be natural and obvious. So that is the principle 2. I think I can have 1 more minute, so I will cover quickly. So this is the principle 3. That is, make a film that you would want to see yourself. While in case of the writer, write the docs you would want to read yourself. So Nolan always think of himself why he should watch the film in the theaters and develops the idea in that way. Making yourself accountable for the idea actually always brings best in you, and so for the audiences. So just like the Dark Knight, Inception fans like to binge watch the movie scenes, so and get goosebumps every time. So same should happen with the writers, that they should always think, if the problem occurs, should I read my doc first that will solve the problem, or I will Google search it. So the same feeling of accomplishment writers should get after reading the docs. So this is the principle 3. The principle 4, very important, embrace your genre. And while in case of the writers, embrace the content types. So before writing any story, Nolan always thinks of an idea where storytelling fits the particular genre. So Though at first we can think of Dark Knight as a superhero movie genre, but he actually chose the film noir. It is a kind of a genre where thriller and crime actually intercept between each other. So in the similar way, as a writer, you need to investigate the right content type for the customer. And same goes with the proverb, great music is always great. So it doesn't matter what genre it belongs. So it brings us to the final slide. The another principle is take an extraordinary character and put them in an ordinary world grounded in reality. For the writer, it is a take an extraordinary concept and put it in an ordinary world grounded in the reality. So who loves reading complex documentation every time and then turning to the Google for simple phrases and acronyms? I believe no one, right? So everyone loves to find the relevant information at their fingertips and in the first click. So breaking the complex concept into the simple ones is actually make your docs worthy of time for both writers to write and customers to read. So just like the suspense and thriller like the Dark Knight and Inception that keeps the audience engaged, in terms of the superheroes or the dreams, the simple concept that we generally think of as a common man. So likely the writers should play at their strengths to simplify the subject matter as simple as they can, so that customer should feel attached to that. And the proverb that is man is still the most extraordinary computer of all. So this is the end of my lightning talk. So adios amigos. See you in the next Write the Docs.